Hello, folks. Good morning. Today is 12th of February 2023, and I'm your friend Deepak Kosik, Microsoft Azure MVP, talking from Canada on Microsoft Azure WellArchitected framework. And this question might be coming to your mind, Deepak, why Azure WellArchitected framework? So there are a bunch of reasons for that. I have been asked in various conference and couple of comments on my LinkedIn um, uh, post as well, or deepakosik.com blog. Hey Deepak, we want to know from you, when you implement the any solution, what are your principles? So the answer is Microsoft Azure Well Architect framework, which is kind of guiding principle which used to improve the quality of workload. And there are five well architect framework. We will unwind those with you, and so your solution also adhere to the best practices. First is the reliability. Your system or any solution which you propose that need to be recovered from any failure or any disaster, for example the earthquake, for example any tornado, and how your data could be recovered, and that is need to be done, and that is called reliability. Basically, earlier days when I started my career in 2006, we have so many things like I have implemented DR system, disaster recovery system, another system which is syncing, and if there is anything happen on one zone, then we could able to recover. But that is not required nowadays. Uh, our Azure gave us the option like local redundancy system or GRS, or geo redundancy. So basically, we could leverage that, but we have to use it very cognizantly because everything come with the price tag. Second option is the security. Security is so critical. Like we have security goals and outcomes in the business. We are adhering to the certain policies to mitigate any attack. For example, I work on a couple of public sector or government uh, project as well, where the security is so critical, and we need to protect our um, protect our assets, as well as we have to develop a resilient system so it will overcome. So basically that is what I have to, or any architect need to be implement. And it start with assume zero trust and educate your peers, your employees, so they will not compromise accidentally any security features. So protecting application from data threat is the second after reliability. So security is another well architect framework. Another question you might ask, hey Deepak, if we have to implement the security, how we could do? Well, if you look over your Azure Security Center, let me open. You could leverage that as well, and let me share my screen, and maybe we will go from there. So this is the window, and let me share. Okay, I believe you guys can look over my screen now. So this is the if we go over here, you could see it is adhere to the core security, reliability, operational excellence, performance, like five pillar of well architect framework. If you go to the security, you could also look over Azure Security Center as well, where you could see, okay, what is the security recommendation, and you could download them as PDF, try advisor score, or download as CSV. So basically all those recommendations are adhering to Azure Well Architect framework, and that need to be, we need to follow those day to day life and very rigorously as well. So another security, if we go again, like cost, cost is another very important I want to talk about, because one of the scenario where one of my customer, basically they came to me and they told, hey Deepak, earlier when we took the estimate is kind of for X amount of dollar, and now we are paying 10x or 15x, and it is kind of weird situation for each and everyone. And as an well as an architect or adhering to well architect framework, we need to look for from cost optimization perspective. Like this is kind of advisor, you could go and see, okay, what are the cost things I need to take care of that. What couple of things I found in real time scenario? I found everyone is spinning premium tiers services, and then I asked the question from them, hey, why you are spinning up the premium services? And they said, we don't know, it's developer. And there we need, we come into the picture. We need to make the policies where we could not, no one can, spin up the resource adhering to the cost, and it should not be boost up. If we require 2% of utilization, we don't need premium. Why don't you start with dev test, or why don't you start with the basic journal kind of the services? And I look for that thing. Another I found, okay, they have lot of services running into Azure, like with 2% utilization or 5% utilization, and that is kind of make me think about, okay, that is another thing you need to figure out. And after a couple of two, looking over their system recommendation, we able to nail it down up to 45%. So basically that is huge amount. When you reduce their costing by 65%, that is amazing. So cost optimization would be the third after reliability, security, cost optimization. Next is operational excellence. Operational excellence means, okay, keep the usual business running. Nowadays, data is currency, and we are in the system where we don't afford any breakdown in the system. For example, flights, airline booking, and all that thing, or banking. So, operation process that keep us system running in production, that is called operational excellence, and that is the fourth Azure WellArchitect suggestion or framework or pillar, and that is what we need to do. How we could achieve that? Well, we have to look for some bi-directional architectural approach. So it does not stop or anything does not happen. So that is kind of operational excellence thing. I have 100% score. So basically, I don't have any recommendation, but you look for your recommendation from Azure and look from that perspective as well. Performance efficiency is very critical. For example, we want our system to run every time. We want our system to meet the need of the business demand. It is not the world when we are plugging hardware or we are doing some funny stuff around same increasing the RAM or all those things. We have to use auto scalability, those kind of feature. For example, at the time of the Christmas or Boxing Day, if your demand of business increase 50x, it able to collaborate that. And that we have see at the time of the COVID as well, when all the school went online. In those case, if system are not scalable, then it would be disastrous thing. So those are the Azure Well Architect framework. I hope you guys able to connect with that. You could leverage them with the cost, security, reliability, operational excellence, and performance. You could look over, take the benefit of Azure Advisor, and you leverage them more than anything. If you have any questions, please feel free to connect with me at LinkedIn, and you could connect me over here, and we could take forward, and connect me. I able to give you the answer, or maybe deepakosik.com, where you could post your questions, or uh, connecting me at Think for Deepak. I'm looking forward to give the answer of your questions every week, and or most of time 2 to 3 week, and if I'm not traveling. So please post your questions, ask the questions, and I'm here to give you the real time scenarios and real time solutions, so you are the successful and you implement the best solution. With those notes, thank you so much and have a great one.